What is going on, y'all? Now, today we're going to have Dennis from NEXA Mortgage come on to the scene, and he's going to tell us a little bit about himself and what he does in the real estate world. So we're just waiting on him. Just a couple minutes. What's up, Dennis?
Hey, Charlie, how you doing, man?
Good, good. And yourself?
Good, bro.
I just
Appreciate
made
the time,
a,
man.
a little introduction, man. So for the people that don't know, so what is NEXA Mortgage? And how did you get started with that company? What do you do?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So
Yeah.
the reason why I chose them when I passed my test, I was courted by a few different companies. Some specialized in reverse mortgages, other conventional only. But when I saw Nexa, they independent broker was like their slogan on Indeed. And I dug a little deeper. I remember seeing a ton of programs, like available banks I can talk to with different niches, right? Some did I-10, some did fix and flip, commercial, land, right? I mean, a little bit of everything. And I thought, wow, I mean, just options in general means more people I can help, right? And which turn just helps me build my business much faster because I am the guy who has the option to say yes most of the time. So when I saw their options, man, I was very heavily inclined to saying yes. And then when uh, um, I went to one of their meetings and they spoke about their mentorship program. They had a program where they would help new loan officers along the way, right? And they have support rooms where I can jump in throughout the day, and I have a mentor assigned to me. So I thought, man, what a better way to get my feet wet than have various options and someone who's willing to like invest in me in my knowledge.
Awesome, man. No, that sounds a lot like my story, to be honest.
Yeah.
That sounds similar. So what do you do? What do you specialize in at NEXA Mortgage?
Yeah, so interesting you asked that. So it is recommended to have a niche, right? For business purposes, they always talk about target marketing and creating that pipeline. So I haven't really landed on one just yet. I noticed because of the options that I have and what I've kind of come in contact with recently. I do a lot of FHAs, right? Low credit scores. I have banks that go up to 500. Um, and an I-10, right? I feel it's an untapped market. And as I tell realtors that I meet that I have that program, the majority of them say, "Oh, I know somebody," and I at least have a discussion, right, and put them in the pipeline now and give them guidance. So I think I'm leaning towards I-10. I really want to make that my thing, and then FHA because I think I can help more people into homeownership.
Yeah, and for the people that don't know, Dennis, what is FHA and what is ITIN? What is that?
Yeah, good question. So I-10 is the number that a foreign national will get. That's instead of a social security number. It's given for tax purposes, but they can actually build credit. It's challenging at times, but there's certain banks and stores that will lend credit to those people to establish credit, and they usually don't have a chance to own a home, right? But with these banks that are now understanding the value of Latino buying power, you see more and more of these, and able to get them into a house. FHA, I think federal. Let's see. Yeah, Federal Housing Administration, right? So it's part of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. So they make it more affordable for people to buy homes.
Right, right. Okay, and what's like say, because I've heard of the FHA, so how typical loan, conventional loan is what, 20%, right?
It's interesting. Common misconception, actually. Conventional loan can actually do 3%, 5%, 10%, but they just have harder criteria to get a loan. Your FICO must be much higher. At this point in time, I haven't seen anything get approved under a 680. And then how much debt you have also matters. They're quite more stringent on people having low debt, while FHA is more lenient.
Gotcha. Okay, so FHA is like more accessible by people that don't have necessarily the best credit or a large down payment, would you say?
No, even so, so conventional, if you have good credit, can do 3% or 5. 5 is pretty high, right, with California prices.
Right.
But
Yeah.
3% is nice. And then FHA is 3.5. So the real benefit is they're more accepting. So in FHA, I had a home buyer just a month ago find a home who had a 550 credit score. Right? She had been to numerous banks, been shot down. Right? I got her approved, got her looking for homes, and was blessed enough to get her into escrow. Right? But she wouldn't have had that chance at conventional. She would have had to wait a long time actually.
Damn, yeah, that's amazing. That's one of the things about my profession and your profession is that it feels great to help these people out. It's like there's no feeling like it. It's like, you're helping mankind, like get to their next goals.
Yeah.
That's why I love my job because, I get a chance to do that as well. So, man, that's very cool.
No, and you've
Very
been
cool.
doing this for how long now?
So I actually just started a couple months ago. I started 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So I've been door knocking, I've been cold calling, I've been hustling, man. I've been
Yeah.
hustling like crazy because I know um that business isn't gonna come to you. People aren't just gonna be asking you like, oh hey, like Charlie, like can
You
you
just do my loan,
please
buy me a
buy a
home.
like help me buy a house or sell my house? Like, nah, man, you gotta go out there, you gotta hit the pavement. You're gonna be scared at first. Like as for me, every agent has been through this, like, where you don't want to do it, where you're nervous, where you don't know what to say.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, man, you can't let like those fears control you. Like you have to overcome them. Like those it's good that you're fearful, but you
Yeah.
can't let it hold you back. You have to make it push you forward. So yeah, man, I've been hitting the ground, like I've been hitting the doors, cold
Yeah.
calling, like it's
It's the only
I'm
way,
doing
bro.
social media, YouTube, like
Yeah. No,
it's
that's
a full-time
smart.
job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
full-time job. So yeah, man, I like it. I love it. It's great. It's gonna make me the reason I got into real estate. One of the reasons because it's gonna make me the best Charlie I could possibly be, and it's gonna make me that much sharper, that much more resilient, that much stronger mentally,
yeah.
emotionally. I mean, it's gonna make me the best person I could possibly be. And of course, if I get to help someone out, help someone reach their goals, help someone buy a house or sell their house, then it's a win-win for me. To
Yeah.
be honest, it's a win-win. So
No, that's great.
yeah, man.
Congratulations.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is a beautiful thing to your point. It sounds cheesy and cliche sometimes when we say it out loud, but like it's true, man. To be able to tell somebody like, "Hey, we got you in your house," like it's really like what else? To your point, what other situation that's like that did you say I gave somebody something of that magnitude, right? Like,
Exactly. Exactly. And it feels great, to help out each other. And, we're in an industry where you're going to meet so many people. You're going to meet people, lenders, people that do inspections. I mean, all sorts of people and character. And this is a people business. Like you have to be able to maintain those relationships because at the end of the day, those are the people that are going to help you reach your goals as well. So it's super important to stay connected, to help each
yeah,
other out. And yeah, man, it's a
no,
people business.
no, you're right, and I think that's part of the beauty, right? Is you get to deal with so many different kind of people, and like you said, some are appraisers, some are lenders, and everybody's working on the same thing, right? To the same goals. And the good people, like you said, help each other, so it becomes this nice flow of like help and energy, right? And I think that's one of the benefits of the job, one of the perks.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. So yeah, so as far as like I know with it's going crazy right now, like as far as like the housing market, like everything has been like pretty wild. Like houses have been selling like 200 up to $500,000 over asking price. So I was wondering, as far as like like national like lender standards, is there like some sort of like rules that like lenders have to abide by? Is there things that they can't do? Like what's some of those things that like you can't really like um you know as far as like mess up, you can't really like do on a lender side, like what can't you do, what's like forbidden?
To do, and you're saying in relation to, let's say, like this market and overpaying, or
No, I'm just saying like as a lender, like what are some of the things that like can get your like license revoked.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, yeah, no, you're right. That's a crystal clear response, man. So part of the licensing process that we go through is very clear on what we can do and the punishments, right? So there's no lying, of course, no deceitful. You can't lead, guide, influence, right? You're really there to be, in a way, a servant for the client, right? My job is to find you the right loan and help you during escrow, right? That's my job. So putting people in bad loans like happened back in '08, right? We all recall
Mhm.
that time. That doesn't
Yeah.
happen anymore, right? All these regulations and laws are watching, auditing, always observing the market and the people who are playing in it to make sure that it's always lawful, right? So for me, it's just the basics, ethical things like I said, being honest on the application, not giving somebody a bad rate for my own benefit. Um, that's pretty much it. I think it might just drive down to ethics. It's got to be honest, right?
Gotcha.
No kind of lying or cheating or anything of that nature.
Got it. And so what are some of the, like, say you do get caught, like, oh, like, um, I want to like get this customer the best rate possible, but in order to do that, I got to do something that's a little bit shady. Like, is there ever a time where you're like, you know what, like I should do this or I shouldn't, like what is there like a code that you like go by every single day?
Yeah, no, honestly, and because being a loan officer these days is different, right? I think I heard stories back then in '08. You just told somebody you were one and you did it, right? And
Right.
now they do a background check, right? I think you do a drug test. Like it's a whole process to be vetted. So if you get caught with things, they suspend your license, right? A majority of them actually eliminate it. You can no longer have one or apply for one unless you go through like a disputes process where you win. But you
Okay.
lose your license and you have jail time from 1 to 5 years, depending on what you did. I've seen somebody, I think in the book it said there was one occasion where it was like 10 years jail time. So in my head, I'm like,
Wow.
there's nothing worth that. Like I do want to help people and I love to do it. And that feeling
Yeah.
is amazing, but I'm
Yeah.
not trying to lose my license or be in jail, my
Yeah.
man, you know?
Hell yeah. And how long did it take to get your license? How long is
So I
that
had to
process?
do, yeah, good question, brother. So I had to do, I want to say 40 hours of schooling, and it's
Okay.
time, so you can't rush through it. Like you have to log the hours.
Oh,
You pass the test in the little like quizzes throughout the program, and at the end you have a final that you must do. I think it's like 80 or better on to be able to graduate and get your certificate from the class. Once you obtain your
okay.
certificate, then you do the real state test, and that's
Oh,
like 125 questions, and you
okay.
have to score. I think it's like a C plus, bro. I think I want to say like 75 or better.
Oh, okay.
But it's not too bad, you know. They're kind of cool about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you pass that test, and then once you do, you find a company. Tell them that you
Okay.
passed the test, and then they process your license through the state and that company. California took me about 65 days, man, to get my license processed and finally given.
Okay. And so you chose like Nexa Mortgage over, say, some of the other companies because, like you said, you like that ability to like be an individual and like help out a niche, or why did you
Yeah, one
choose
they
Nexa?
allow you to be self-sufficient and they guide you. So I love the idea of help. Like you said earlier, you meet so many people and a lot of people share information. This company was willing to get me a mentor and have somebody guide me through the process, which I think is fantastic, right? Because yes, they're investing in their well-being, but they're doing it through me, by making me better, right? So I was like, I'll take that, no questions asked. But what truly caught my eye is the options. I think of the word inclusive, right? Like I feel like if you go to these big retail banks like B of A or Wells, they have a type. You have a certain credit score
Uh,
that you need, a certain debt to income ratio, and if you don't have that, they're not giving you a loan, right? Where I can say, hey, that bank said no, but I have a bank that will say yes, right?
right.
And I just think I'm able to help more people that way.
Gotcha. So if you were to go to bank, like they do have a type, right? Like they want like this amount of income like per year. Like
Yeah.
what are some of the things that you use like to qualify people? I know income's one of them, how long they've been employed at the same job, their social, like
Yeah.
what are the things do these lenders take into account when offering to give the client a loan?
No, good question. So there's some basics.